Hey, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here with Painkillers Challenge Day 21. So how did it go yesterday? Did you create your 3 affirmations and then repeat them a couple times during the day to yourself? I'm an affirmations gal, so I am always noticing when I say I am anything. So if I have, or I've got, whenever I use the word I pay attention because I know that what I say after that's really, really important because I'm creating that in my life and in my situation and in my being. So I'm quite careful about, not always, I'm like a human being, okay? So like everybody else, I say things that I don't necessarily want to create or mean in my life. You know, I'm having a really bad day today, or I have a really bad headache. And we all say those things sometimes, but I try to catch myself as soon as I say them and I say, okay, wait a minute, that is not exactly what I want, so I better think of a way to rethink that and rephrase that in my head. So affirmations, super powerful. I am back home today and I got to do my morning brushing my teeth and things in my bathroom where I keep my affirmations on the mirror. And I'd share my affirmations with you, but I think our affirmations have to be our own. We have to create them ourselves. And the ones I am currently using and I do every morning, they've taken me, 6 or 7 years to come up with ones that I feel really good about and confident that they're helping my life every day. So it took me, I'm not going to say I just popped those out. And I popped out a lot of good ones along the way, but these are ones that I've used for several years now because they speak to me and because they make me feel better. So I keep those in my bathroom mirror and I read them every morning and every night as I brush my teeth. Then I also have a trick that I will share someday that I do for staying up to date on my affirmations, and I actually call them affirmations. And it's just a 3-step process and a way to make affirmations more powerful. But today we're going to talk about an infinite being and that we are infinite beings, not just human beings. And I know this is a super woo-woo topic for people, and I'm going to share a story that really solidified the whole thought of infinite being for me. And it's a very personal story, but just to wrap our heads around infinite. The science nerd in me loves this topic, right? I'm an engineer, so anything science or math and super duper nerdy, I'm all in. So when I started to discover and learn about this and hear about this following my sudden cardiac arrest, I'm like, what do you mean infinite being? How can we be infinite beings? What do you mean we're beings? We're more than just this human physical form that's racked with pain every single day. And I discovered a lot of interesting things, and I started to do different meditations and things that expand our thinking and expand our feeling and make us know that we are indeed a bigger being than just ourselves. And I think Oprah Winfrey shared an exercise on one of her shows, and I couldn't tell you when or what it was, but she shared the exercise where you close your eyes and you breathe and you think about the stillness behind your breath. And then you ask yourself questions like, okay, who is really breathing here? Because I'm not consciously telling myself to take each breath. Of course, that's our subconscious mind, we know now, because science has discovered and continues to discover more and more about us as human beings. But keep in mind, they know way less than we actually are and what all and how all we work. And so when we expect medicine and our doctors to fix us or cure us or know everything or be able to diagnose us, we're expecting them to be miracle workers and gods, and they're not. They're just human beings, just like we are, infinite human beings who have studied medicine a little bit more or who have studied, pharmacology a little bit more, but they're not going to fix us. It's always up to us. But the whole topic of infinite is, always and ever expanding. It's more and bigger than we can ever imagine. So how do we wrap our heads around that? I didn't get this for a long time, and I read and I studied about it, and it wasn't until I had my sudden cardiac arrest that I knew for certain that this is true and that we are infinite beings. And I don't really share this story with hardly anyone, but I figure if you're in chronic pain, you, like me, need anything that you can possibly find to give you hope and faith and belief and trust that this experience, this, what you're going through right now, isn't all that there is. And as hard as it is to comprehend, it is happening for a reason. We're going through what we go through for a reason that is much, much bigger than ourselves. And when I had my sudden cardiac arrest, I actually had a sudden cardiac arrest and died. And I mean, like, not just a little dead, 100% totally dead, had to be revived, and then in a coma for, I think it was 7 days. So I'm sure people have got way worse stories than this, but, and actually it was a pretty good experience for me. Because I was in a coma, so I was out exploring the bigger me and the universe, and everybody around me was freaking out. I just heard about it afterwards when they woke me up. But that is the experience that 100% reinforced for me that we are infinite beings, and that this life is just one little tiny portion of what and who we are. It's the only reason that explains why I am here talking to you right now. Because by all that we know as human beings, there's no reason that I am sitting here talking to you after being dead and after going through what they had to do to revive me and bring me back, and still be semi-conscious and semi-aware and able to talk and think and remember most of what has happened in my previous to that health event experience. So to me, I know with 100% certainty that I am an infinite being. And I know that everybody else here is too. Now, how do I share that with other people? How do I get you to know that you're an infinite being too, and that what you're going through with respect to your chronic pain is just a little piece of this life experience, and that you can get beyond that? And so I guess my challenge for you today, and I think my challenge for me today, is figure out how I can explain to people and share that we are indeed all infinite beings, and that life is just all about transformations, and that death is not really death. Death is a transformation. And I never was really afraid of dying, and I found that fascinating. But after my experience, I'm totally not afraid of dying, because I know, and I'm not really sad when people die anymore. I know my dad died of brain cancer a couple of years ago now, and I was sad because I miss my dad, and I miss him every day. But I know that his being still exists, and that I can tap into and communicate with his being whenever I want to, because we're all energy, and we're all infinite and spiritual energy beings. And I know this is super woo-woo, but my challenge today to you is ask yourself, how do I know that I am an infinite being? And you might not get an answer for a while, but I hope that it leads you on your own journey to discover what that means for you, and what that means and how it impacts your experience with chronic pain. Knowing this has dramatically reduced my experiences with chronic pain. And even though I have flares, and I had a really bad one last year, I'm doing pretty well again. I'm still struggling in certain areas, but I'm choosing to for some reason, and I guess I actually know the reasons for that too. But knowing what I know now makes all of it so much easier. So ask yourself, how do I know that I am an infinite being? That's it for today. Just pose the question and then see what comes up. See where that question leads you. Does it lead you to go online and do a little search and look for answers? Does it lead you to watch a movie or a video or pick up a book or something that helps you understand more your journey with chronic pain, your journey in this life, and then what else there is? So that's it for today. Kind of a serious topic. Go out, make it an awesome pain-free day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.